friends, so today I'm doing a reaction video to Oli London's Being Korean. And if you don't know who Oli London is, I'm going to add some footage and some screenshots of Oli London.
You, what you gonna do? Hey you, what you gonna do? Koreaboo is coming for you.
I'm Oli London. I'm obsessed with K-pop and BTS. Jimin! Oh my god! So I'm going to be plastic fantastic, so I'm so happy, and I'm going to look exactly like Jimin, my idol.
He got 18 surgeries to look like a Korean person.
And Oli joins us now to tell us more. Oli, welcome. It's lovely to see you this morning. Thank you for being here. So,
안녕하세요. Hi guys. Haven't actually done anything wrong to offend Korea, and haven't actually done anything wrong to offend Korea, and...
Test it out. Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Take this chance to, come out today. Something that's been on my mind for a long time, and I've been very confused about how I identify. I've been very, very confused, and I've seen a lot of other people online that have come out and been very brave about it and shared their story about how they identify, their gender, their pronouns, etc. So, I've taken courage from these incredibly brave people, and it is Pride Month at the moment, so, I thought this was the best time.
Okay, so, the title of the video is called Being Korean ... And Oli London starts the video by saying, I feel inspired by the struggles of so many people coming out, and also it is Pride Month. But in this video, they are talking about being Korean. So how does being Korean, or trying to be Korean, correlate to Pride Month in any sort of way and coming out? Doesn't make sense at all.
It's time to do it, and add a voice, add strength to the LGBTQ+I community. So I am going to come out today and say that I've been transitioning. I've been very unhappy with who I am deep down for the last 8 years, and I've had 18 plastic surgeries now, and I've just had a facelift, a brow lift, a temple lift, an eye surgery, a canthoplasty, and my teeth done as well.
Oh, I didn't know that having your teeth done will make you, or enables you to look like more of a non-binary person. What? And Oli London starts the next section by saying, I want to empower other people who are non-binary. And then they bring the camera towards their face and say, look at all this amount of Korean surgery that I got. I'm empowering you. How? How is someone gonna look at this and say, oh, Oli London, you look so good with your cosmetic surgery. I feel so empowered as a non-binary person or a member of the LGBT+ community. What?
These are just part of my transition. And I'm feeling really good. For the first time in my life, I feel beautiful. I'm looking in the mirror and I love the way I look and feel happy. And I hope people can respect my decision. It's a very tough decision to come out this way. But I am coming out as non-binary. I don't feel I identify as male or female. I just feel like I'm just in the middle. And my pronouns are they, them, Korean, Jimin, because I know a lot of people don't understand.
Wait. They, them, and then followed by Korean/Jimin. Since when was Korea a pronoun? And since when was Jimin, which is a Korean name, a pronoun? Oh my gosh, it looks really, really tone deaf to come out here on a huge platform as social media influencer and then say, look, I'm going for a really hard time, as they're recovering from cosmetic surgery in a luxury Korean hotel. How does it not look so tone deaf? You can come out as non-binary in such a more appropriate way, and also not bring in your Asianfishing mannerism of wanting to be Korean.
Now, it's fine to identify as 100 different genders. It's fine to identify as an alien if you want to, but why can't I identify as Korean? So I don't see why people take offense.
Stop it. Get some help.
understand me, but I do identify as Korean, and I do look Korean now. I do feel Korean. I don't identify as British, so please don't refer to me, any media or anyone online, as British, because I identify as Korean. That's just my culture. That's my home country. That's exactly how I look now. And I also identify as Jimin. That's my Korean name. But not only that, I know it's a little bit confusing for some people. Nobody's ever come out as Jimin or Korean, but
Okay, so I've done some research on Oli London before doing this reaction video, and in every single online article they've mentioned about Oli London how they are a British white influencer.
There's this British influencer. I don't know who this is.
And for Oli to come here and say, oh look, I am not British, while saying this in a British accent and looking British, because they mentioned that they look Korean. Like, I am Korean. Like, do we look alike? We look so different.
So I've done so many things, Phil. So I've had 5 nose jobs. I've had my jawbone shaved down. I've had my chin bone cut off, reattached. So I've got titanium screws in my chin. I've had my cheekbones reduced, all to get the kind of more cute Korean aesthetic. Something that you guys know, if you follow my journey for the last 8 years, I've really struggled with identity issues, with who I am, you know, with who I am. It's a very tough one. So I've finally had the courage. I've undergone my racial, can't think of the word, transitional surgery. You know, I've transitioned to a non-binary person, they, them, Korean Jimin, and I finally have the Korean look, so I'm actually really happy. But I just want to...
Does slanted eyes make you Korean? Because this person does not look Korean at all. And the fact that they keep bringing up being both Korean and non-binary, like, it just makes me mad, because there are so many better ways to come out as non-binary and then also say, look, I am Korean and I have done surgery to look Korean, so please respect me on that. It really looks tone deaf to everyone else.
You know, I felt like it was Pride Month. I'm also in the middle of a transition at the moment, so I felt like it was the right time for me to share that information. But, you know, sadly, I've been receiving an enormous amount of abuse, and it's so sad that I have to deal with this on a daily basis. You know, I get online trolls. They love to target me just because I'm different. People, you know, I get so many cruel comments online. I just want people to be able to respect my decision and don't be, you know, non-binary phobic or anything. Just please respect that this is how I feel. This is a very personal decision, and I've been inspired by the courage of other people, other young people that have come out as non-binary or come out in a different way. And that's really kind of given me the courage, because I think if they can do it, so can I. So as it's Pride Month, I just wanted to put this out there. I've been very trapped in my body.
Wait, see how Oli London says you're being non-binary phobic by not agreeing to what I'm saying? How self-entitled are you to bring up the trump card and say, you need to respect me on being Korean, because that way you're being non-binary phobic? Where does it come from? And transitioning into a Korean person?
You know, I felt like it was Pride Month. I'm also in the middle of a transition at the moment.
Because you put surgery to make your eyes look more slanted? Wow! Like, I am shocked and also surprised that Oli London really has the audacity to go on here and say these things in like completely a serious voice.
People are so quick to judge these days. You know, it's fine to identify as 100 different genders. It's fine to identify as an alien if you want to, but why can't I identify as Korean? So I don't see why people take offense. For so long, and, you know, I identify with the Korean culture. I've lived in Korea, I speak the language, I have the Korean look now, I look completely Korean. If you didn't know who I was, you would just think I was a Korean person. Not a man or a woman, just a person. And, you know, people might think, oh, I'm such a joke. But you know what, guys? You don't understand. If you're trapped in the wrong body your whole life, like, you don't understand. I haven't been trapped in this body my whole life, but it's been the last 8 years, and it's been very tough. I've been very...
Okay, you can just tell they say, you've been trapped in the wrong body my whole life. And I'm also going to insert some clips of Oli London speaking Korean. And you can be a judge, even if you're not Korean, on how badly Oli London speaks Korean.
You know, I've been learning quite a lot. Like, let me introduce myself to you, Phil. 안녕하세요, 올리입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다.
굉장한 팬입니다.
나는 너의 왼쪽은 팽당이다.
나는 너의 팬입니다.
나는 너의 confused, and I've had so many people online bully me about my looks, my love of Jimin, my love of Korea, and people just don't get it. No one's done this before, but I just want to take the brave step to, you know, do this, because I'm sure there's many other young people out there that do identify as Korean or maybe as Japanese, and they don't have the strength or courage, or they don't know the words how to express this, and it's a very, very tough thing. And I'm, you know, I don't want to receive any backlash for this, because this is a very personal thing.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. If you're going to talk about being Korean and transitioning into being Korean, and then also saying I can't get any hate from this is the internet. Of course you're gonna get hate from anything, and to expect to not get hate while doing such a controversial thing, it just shows how big Oli London's ego is. And then say, oh, it's so personal, but then also say I'm inspiring other people. Like, there is such a difference towards argument, and it also just comes down to Oli London thinking that they're the pioneer of this and feeling so entitled to being Korean and non-binary, which is fine, but being Korean is not something that you can just identify yourself as. It just makes no sense, to be honest.
To share, you guys, like, you know, people online, like YouTubers, they always say, oh, he does things for attention. Like, nobody would do this for attention. Nobody would go through this much pain, this much suffering. I've had 18 surgeries in total for the last 8 years. Nobody would do that to themselves for attention. Like, I'm doing this because it's how I identify, it's how I feel. So I just want people to please be respectful in the comments. Please be respectful online. As I said, I'm non-binary now, so I can be addressed as they, them, Korean, or Jimin.
Okay, so if Oli London genuinely wants to be Korean and doesn't want any sort of internet backlash and is not doing this for attention, why is Oli London always on TikTok, on YouTube, gaining clout, gaining fame, and profiting off this and utilizing this to document their journey? Like, you wouldn't be doing that if you just want attention. Like, you wouldn't be doing that and being all over TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, writing so many different controversial content, and then come here and say, hey, I'm not doing this for attention.
Or Jimin, so they slash them slash Jimin slash Korean, or Ko slash Ian Korean. That's how I identify. People might not get it, it's a new concept, whatever. This is how I feel, so please be respectful of my pronouns, of my gender identification, and just want to say I hope this video might encourage other young people that have been really struggling with who they are. You know, always do what makes you happy in life. This is my message, this is my motto. Be who you want to be, you know, love who you want to love, be what gender you want to be.
So I really don't like how Oli London keeps bringing up empowering other people, but in this video, and in the video title, it says being Korean, and really feeling entitled to someone else's nationality to your own, going to help anyone or empower anyone. It just fuels this really disturbing trend of Asian fishing, people thinking that they can just swap out different ethnicities. And I've also seen how Oli London plagiarized the Korean flag, a national Korean flag from South Korea, and utilized that into their own flag. Like, look at this flag. Like, how? Like, how big is someone's ego to plagiarize a national flag into your own benefit?
You want to be what person you want to be. You know, I support all the LGBTQI plus community and all the people that identify in different ways. I think it's a very beautiful thing that, you know, in 2021 we can all have these different identities and we can love different people freely. But it's not the same in every country. So I just want to say some of my fans are in countries where it's not.
Okay, Oli London keeps jumping from being a victim by saying, do not give me any hate, the media and people online are always being so cruel to me.
Because this is not right. This behavior is like literally out of control. Like these woke people are literally like animals on Twitter. It's so crazy.
And then jumping on and saying, hey, I'm empowering people, I hope you guys are doing well.
Always love who you are. Don't be afraid to share that. Even though you get these woke people attacking online, don't be afraid of that, guys.
So Oli London keeps contradicting themselves on this video.
Possible to come out as non-binary or to be themselves, and I just want to say, please have strength, please have courage. One day your time will come, you'll be able to freely express yourself, and I will always try my best to give you guys a voice, give you guys a platform, and be a champion for the non-binary community. So just wanted to put that out there, guys. Like, I've done a lot of surgeries now. You know, I'm really loving the results already, but I just wanted to put that out there that I now identify as non-binary. And
okay, so I stopped watching that video because there's about 10 seconds left and Oli London's just saying bye. And I thought I might gain some better insight into who Oli London is and more about the character. And it makes me so mad because it made me realize even more about how toxic and how problematic their behavior is. And in some parts of the video, they're even encouraging and empowering other people to do the same.
it doesn't matter if you identify as whatever. If you identify as a potato, you identify as a Smurf, you identify as a Disney prince or a Disney prince, doesn't matter.
Because it's who you truly are. But that's not true. Someone else's culture is not who you truly are when you have such a very skewed version of what a culture is, because they keep mentioning about K-pop, Jimin, Korean surgery. Like, that's not what Korea is.
So now that I'm in Korea, I'm really trying to find Jimin. I'm going to all of his favourite hangouts, favourite places. The most important reason that I'm in Korea is obviously for my beautiful transformation. So I want like a very cute K-pop nose.
And as a Korean person, it makes me so sad to see this person profiting off that and using that to empower other people to do the same thing, because that's just so wrong in general.
Haven't actually done anything wrong to offend Korea and haven't actually done anything wrong to offend Korea and